7 blindfolds are there. How to remove the blindfold? That is the secret.
You share with us, though, how to open these blindfolds, but once we remove these blindfolds, what are some of the fears that some people may run into as they begin to prepare to receive their intuition?
There are, they call subjective fear, egoistic fear. Okay, different name is ego. 4 fears are there. First fear is that receiving intuition is maybe harmful or detrimental to you. And then you need the courage to break out of the fear and go. It can be when you are open of mindset. It requires a little courage. Second fear is that intuition may be wrong. How to get out of the fear? I'm willing to be wrong in the pursuit of the right. Third fear is there also. The third fear is I lose my image and my personality in front of the society. If I give them intuition, they cannot consider. So that requires also willingness to you develop your individuality and independence to break the current. Fourth fear is the domination of ego domination. You stick to these rules, and this rules, and then you have to break the domination. It requires a domination and go into dominion. Okay? You give up your domination to that. I'm willing to give. All secret is like the willingness over there. These are the 4 fears.
So these 4 fears that you share with us, the first is just a fear that receiving our intuition, it might be a harmful message that we receive.
Yeah.
I know I hear that a lot. People are afraid, of what they might see or the visions they may receive or the messages that they may receive. And then the second one is the fear of being wrong. The third is the fear of losing the personal image of being practical and intelligent in society. And then, as you shared, another fear is the fear of losing control and domination over yourself and others. And so what would you tell someone who comes to you with all of these fears? What would you tell them relative to what is on the other side of these fears?
Now, first I will tell you to go within. And go, that is the metaphysics. You change the mindset. Now your mindset is all determined by logic, reason, and rationality. I respect Aristotle, who is the founder of logic and reason. I respect Newton. But they all work, logic, reason, rationality work in outer world. All Newton's law of gravity and Faraday's law of electricity and all this, all science and technology are all developed by logic, reason, rationality, and experiments and that. But you be careful, because science and technology double-edged sword. You can create the nuclear power, a nuclear bomb, or you can create the nuclear bomb. Facebook connect the people and divide the people. Every science and technology is there. And unfortunately, what is happening in the world right now, that the science and technology dictates the world. That is called omniscience. Okay, they know everything. Science. I got so much of weapons that Russia says, I got so much of weapons, America, I got so much of weapons, Ukraine says, I got so much of weapons. I got the drones and I got the bombs and all kind of different actors. And I know all about it. That is called omnipotent. I'm using the metaphysical word omnipotent. Now we go to omnipresence. Everywhere you see nothing but science, omnipresence. Omniscience, so I know the science and technology knows everything about it. But still, they know everything about it within the physical universe. But we human being lives in the physical universe as well as the metaphysical and spiritual universe. That is metaphysical, they call physical science, and then we go to the metaphysical science beyond space-time dimension, and then we go to change the mindset. And change the mindset in metaphysical dimension. Slowly, one point comes, we drop the mindset. then you enter the spiritual supreme science. That is, supreme science is nothing but connecting with the higher consciousness and divinity. Soul, spirit, higher consciousness, divinity. The intuition may come from all the way. If we use the intuition, there will not be any problem. Then we easily shift it from the domination to dominion. That is the whole secret of the intuition. Oh.